There's something free about the culture. It just does things to you. It frees your soul. And you feel like you expose your soul, and you want the world to see it and to hear it and to embrace it. It brings a mood and a feeling. And that feeling, the thing is, it's a feeling of self-worth. Damn, I talk a lot of sense.
Live your life. Are you living your dream? Tell me how you feel when the freedom is free. Is this where you wanna be? Have liberty to be who you wanna be? Are you living your dream? Tell me how you feel when freedom is free. Live your life.
Real names is
Osmic.
It's not. Can I pile lebitso la Osmic? Ala mo botsa re le minang Osmic. I don't know self. Remembrance Lazarus Ramokatsi Menoe. Those are his names. Said my ID. Remembrance. I was saying I would remember the father who passed away when I was 6 months pregnant.
Yeah, that's who I be. I mean, my dad died before I was born, you know?
It was very hard for me, raising Mwana Mushimani without the father. But, you know, I had to come to terms with that. Accept the things that I cannot change. And got the best out of the situation.
I don't know, like, I know what a father's role is supposed to be, but I've never felt it because he's never been there, or anyone who's supposed to, you know, fill his shoes, who is a male, was ever there to do so. I mean, looking at my mom, like, my mom is all I have.
I don't want to say I played both roles, but to be frank, I raised him as though Nalintate Kamantlu. The family background is solid. It's sort of a fallback plan for one. I first taught Kosoweto, but then an alarm was raised this side, or there are problems. Carltonville, from Randfontein to Potchefstroom, there was a serious shortage of teachers. 1989. I went home on Fridays, né? And came back here on Monday morning. I knew my mother, my father, my grandparents. He was surrounded by, you know, real, genuine people. So he did not miss me at all.
I picked up obviously a lot of qualities from her because that's who I knew the most. She was a very educating person. After retirement, Narek Sadi Ice, and everyone when I came in my house had to speak English. You know what I'm saying? You know, because she'd be there, she'd be like, yeah, hey Wena, speak English to me. But the whole aim of her doing that was an educating, was a thing of, you know, the whole each one teach one. It was a whole thing like, hey, I possess this, I'd like to give it to you.
This sense of saving, or a hand that gives is more blessed than a hand that receives. A cornerstone here who we are as family. How you must ask yourself, how can I save? Osmic ke ngwana o khotseng, right? I can say troublesome.
Troublesome. Let's define troublesome.
At a very young age, nele motho o questionang, o reasonang, o arguing, and he would come leading towards dealing out of you would question on our AGA. You know, how? Why the question is so at this age? It was like raising Banaba 7, Aliwa.
Not really.
The toys without dialogue. No, we did not have interest. He wanted books, astronomy, Einstein. He started to read about Einstein. That's the two.
I was into more of conspiracy theory books, both David Icke and people like that. So every time I'm in someone like a history or a science teacher said something there, I'd be like, yeah, but that's what the textbook says. But there's 4 more other books that say something different to your textbook. And that's how arguments came about. I had this thing to spread information, wanted to make sure that the next man knows it, you know?
He's this young man who he knows all. Exact replica of the confused youth.
Who? No.
You.
Okay, 8 sharp.
Peace.
My mom is my strength. That's where I draw my strength from. You know, and hip hop, of course. Yeah. So coming back from school, get to the cribs, kanoka. No response, no nothing. So I go around the back, the door iwudzwi, and the key is something didimo. So I go in, and I see TV mofate, and I see like something is wrong in the dining room. But obviously you never think about tubi like I'm or anything. And the door to my kitchen, which is still the same kitchen I use every day. Then I opened the door there, and then she was lying there on the floor. And by then she was dead, and she was basically stabbed to death. So, I'm coming from school, my granny's lying there, stabbed to death. And you can see she was scared of whatever had happened. You know when you can just tell, man, when someone is lying down, like there's no air, but they're talking. There's so much talk in their body lying there. There's, you can see there, like this person is saying something. They just couldn't say it in time by the body lying there, dead.
Nahana utaskolum witness that thing ko gae, but at least some supernatural powers in their mofa, the brain cells to can function fast.
Because right then and then, I think I understood. I think something said to me, you know what? It's just another test. It just happened in this form, but it's just another test. You need to calm down. You need to grow up about it. Obviously you have to become emotional. You're hurt. You got to remember at this time, I kind of know my grandmother more than Kitaba Mamaka. And the thing is, it's one of those things that, like, as I'm saying it now, I'm there. So like I say, I don't forget. And the thing is, it's every detail. I can't forget the touch. I can't forget the smell. I can't forget the first glimpse. I can't forget the action of, in anything that I do. There's like things that I just can't forget. She was a mother. She was everything, but. The earth came and the earth brought her and the earth took her. People come and go. People come and go, and there's always reasons, obviously. There's always reasons. Because I think if something like that destroys you, like right then and there, it means you're gonna be work forever.
My line of study is psychology, so I know the after effects of any action. I knew in the long run it would come back and in another form. So hence I took him to psychologist. And the rest of the family, of course, we went for counseling.
But like those were the things that were depressing me. Like damn, why do I have to go to this lady? Like, okay, you're a nice lady, but like you're not making sense to me. Like, because you get there and someone's like, so tell me how you feel. And then you're like, no, why? I don't know you. Why, But obviously that was like a mother trying to look out. There was a mother being motherly, But yo man, I'm hundreds. I do 12 jobs. I've got 12 jobs. Maybe because I'm running away from that thing, I don't know. But all I know is I'm handling it. From that negative situation, you need to find positive. Because if you don't, then you're going to be forever there. It's a situation, you need to handle it.
We expected him to be angry, yes. He wanted to know who killed the grandmother. But it was secondary.
Your soul is free, not your body here on earth. You're not free here on earth.
Standard 2, Standard 3. Wow, those were the explosive years for Osmic. Standard 2, Standard 3. He's what he is. He started from that age. Hip hop and graffiti.
There was this guy in my class, Pimelo. Dude was like amazing. Like in terms of the way I draw a thing and And the thing is, I'd look at this guy and then be like, yes, if I could draw But I think that's where things started sparking, even when it comes to things like graffiti.
And we were so mad with him because he would tag everywhere in the house, whether it's stulo, whether you saw the room outside. Kima practices some more thing, and the garage also. The garage from that age, just in a 2 standard trailers, who would take the walls, take the cars.
I found some like We Express in a way. I could say. I don't think I knew what I was delving into something hip hop. But all I knew was that, wow, this is nice. Until this dude yo, this is proper. I high school, there were these 2 teachers that I think didn't like me. Even if they're watching, I think you guys never liked me. And they said I was a cult leader. They said I had a church at school. They said I was breeding weapons at school, in high school.
There was a serious problem. Involved school. I got all the time school begin only spray can. Kinali problem in terms of bophelo ba hao. Most of luna I can name many of my boys by limbona the hip hop. Mar I an identity or what? Hip hop.
It's a self-expression thing. It's about who you are. It's about, okay, maybe not who you are, but it's about what you're about and what you believe in. Because I can't say hip hop is about what I am when it's a culture that we pick up from the States.
There's nothing wrong with Western ways of doing things, but let it not dilute who we are.
It's a very opinionated art form, which becomes a culture. That is why obviously it's every kid in the world, wants a piece of this thing they call hip hop.
You see, for me, it's like hip hop is a lot of different things to different people. You know what I mean?
Hip hop is a art form based on no resources,
and it does things to you. It makes you feel special.
Most of that hip hop, I'm not sure whether you're coming or going.
If I just hone in on a term that's always used in hip hop, keeping it real, that just means keeping it real and true to who it is that you are.
Hip hop is pretty much poetry. It's reflecting what's happening in society through poetry.
It brings warmth, it brings expression, and in return or in turn that makes you wanna go out and like just hug the world.
I'm saying that this hip hop thing, the passion for it is what drives us. It's free.
Yo man, there's no being born free here. we are a generation that's outside of the whole apartheid regime and you know.
Osmic is born free, but my definition of that is that he's born free of any labels that anybody can put on anyone.
You're free in your mind.
You feel hona nung liphela fela because of you want for now. What comes after? It's not, you just think for now.
Kids nowadays, like, they don't know where they're from. And as corny as it is, and you've probably heard it like a gazillion times, if you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going. Because whatever walls that were there where you're from and you don't know about them, they'll always resurface along your way. You just gotta be wise. Like I hear there, like the youth this, the youth that, I hear there, money that, no job that, no. You know, you just gotta be wise about what's happening. You need to wisen up, you need to wake up.
What is the end result of your hip hop? In terms of a revolution, I saw it to be quite a rooted thing. If really in a lead you astray other aspects.
I think firstly, the youth and especially hip-hop heads have always been politically conscious and politically active. From POC, we actually went around encouraging young people to vote at the first general elections or democratic elections. Those were hip-hop heads.
Hip-hop gives a voice for people who are like voiceless, you know, who don't have that voice, especially before.
The best way to actually reach some of these young people is through something that they accept and enjoy. I mean, they might listen to a politician's long speech, 5-hour speech, and not get anything from it. But they might listen to a track that has a strong message in it, and that's just 2 minutes, and they might learn a whole lot more than all the TV interviews they've seen from politicians.
Get up, stand up. If you're from the ghetto, raise your hand up and show that you're tired of traps of the mind. Ignorance is crime, but it's keeping you blind. You get that?
I mean, this taught me a lot. Like your Big Daddy Kane, like you just listen to him, it sounds like your father there talking to you. Your father saying messages to you there. We had to make it look like R1 million with literally like 10,000 rand budget there, you know. Back to the City is a festival I do with a partner I said, Dominique Soma from Unlearn, where we hosted underneath the bridge, the N1 bridge on Henry Ngumalo Street.
I've realized the youth is misplaced, and boredom and whatever circumstances makes them to do this horrible things. So I'm trying to come with a concept, Erka Saving Youth. That's how the concept Back to the City came about.
It's the most important hip-hop festival on the calendar.
Hey, marka hip hop yalona ya sosa man. O ka re la hlanyanyana se. Hey. Kai.
Every day I try to push boundaries. But people don't want to push boundaries. Someone pushes and gets blocked, and to them it's like, that's it.
As Diesel, he's done quite a lot for himself, but definitely an example to be proud of.
For instance, Osmic has a store. He's got the ritual store. So that makes him a store owner, makes him a distributor as well. You know, the store's got a studio in it. He's a recording facility as well.
Bruised from the belly to the brain, belly immune to pain.
Same time, he organizes Back to the City, which is a huge event. Myself and Osmic have a radio show now called The Bridge that we syndicate to different community stations.
Yeah, no doubt. The mighty King Miz in the house with the almighty.
Yo, this be the one and only Ace of Spades.
Yeah,
right
no
here,
doubt.
man, on the dopest show.
Original bridge team.
Of
Yeah,
course,
no
man, once
doubt,
again,
no
shout
doubt.
out to the one and only Miss Lee, my man DJ Ken Zero,
And TTP.
Yeah. I'm trying to be, some of the dudes that builds it to be where it's at, because I believe in it. I think that's why I'm broke. I've put all my money in it. I keep reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting, In time, it'll be where I think it would be.
He's just driven by something. He's got that thing. He's got drive. You don't know where it comes from, because it just, it just happens. Like, he just keeps moving no matter what. He goes forward and he does what he has to do. He's destined for greatness, and him reaching his goal would be for the hip hop industry to flourish.
He'll remain with his hip hop yet.
He's able to balance the whole business corporate sector, you know what I mean? But still keep the streets happy at the same time. He's got that natural balance, you know what I mean? Because he seems to understand it both. And hip hop in general has just always been, it's always been about the community, at its best, and serving the community. And Osmic is like that,
Happy baby. Tell them how is that?
Set your goals high there, man. Set your goals high. You know what I'm saying? But there is so much to be done, and there's so much to be discovered. And the thing is, the white kids will always be the ones there that discover the opportunities. Because they already have a gap than us. And that's why I think if you're a kid out there, like the black, you should be proving a point. It's got nothing to do with hatred, but it's got everything to do with like rising up to the occasion. I think in the great scheme of things, you just need to wisen up, man. You need to realize, and you need to go out there and you just need to do it. Don't think about it. Don't sit there and brainstorm, and just do it.
Tell me how you feel when the freedom is free. Is this where you wanna be? Have liberty to be who you wanna be. Are you living the dream? Tell me how you feel when freedom is free.